Hey friends, today is a very casual get ready with me. Thought I'd sit down, get ready for the day, and just catch up on some things. So if you want to check all that out, then please keep on watching. Thank you so much for clicking. If it's your first time here, my name is Alicia, and Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I am a fitness professional who loves everything movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do on the daily, all that can be found on my Instagram. I have 2 clients and 2 classes today. One of them is new, so I'm going to introduce her into my world of body weight strength and flexibility. And that's something always I want to mention for anyone who is in New York and wants to work with me. Despite what you see on my Instagram, I train contortion and hand balancing as my choice of fitness. It's not necessarily what I'm gonna make you do. I actually specialize in beginner training, those who are just delving into the world of flexibility, especially as an adult. Being someone who started maybe, I think 28, and although I was a dancer for all my life, I didn't train acrobatics and everything I did now when I was younger. And yes, I do have an advantage going to college for dance and always dancing and always moving. So generally my body always stayed pretty flexible, but if you don't use it, you lose it real fast, which is what happened to me. I had to get my splits back and all that stuff. Before I yabber even more, get ready with me's are not tutorials. So if you're expecting a tutorial, then you go to my tutorial videos. This is a sit down and a chat, okay? Thank you so much. What was I saying? My battery died, I'm sorry. Yes, so if you do want to work with me, don't be scared. I will take care of you, absolutely. Today we're going in again with Pat McGrath because I want to use her as much as I can and do an official update, because the first 2 videos I uploaded with the foundation and powders are more like first impressions. I have been using them ever since. I brought them along in my little bubble bag. If there's one thing I would say about this foundation, unfortunately, the packaging does not make this very travel friendly. It's glass and it's heavy. It could break and it weighs your bag down. The powders though are pretty neat to travel with, but they're so expensive for so little products, so you kind of have to figure out what you prioritize more. The disclaimer I included in my powder video was, well, the bright side is that my foundation first impressions review perhaps is one of the best performing videos on my channel. I didn't expect it to do that well, I guess because I did work as hard as I can to get it up on launch day, and I guess people were really looking for feedback about it and figuring out what their shade was and all that stuff. Along with all the overwhelming positive feedback, you're gonna get people that just love to share their view, and then when you share your view in return, they get upset about it. It's like, if you're gonna comment on my page, but I'm gonna respond in a way that was not mean, but quite reasonable, and get mad about it, girl. So that's really what that was about. I know it could have sounded out of place. 15 and 17 mixed together. What smells like perfume? It must be something. Oh, it's something in here. I think I put something fragrancy in here because I'm like, what is that smell? But yes, I'm so happy my foundation video did very well. I'm sorry that a first impressions is like half an hour long, but that's just how I roll. I wanted to get the swatches up and comparison swatches because it's so difficult if you don't live near a Sephora or can't see the shades in person to figure out if you are 15, 13, 17, 18, right? This is the powder in the light medium 2. This is in medium 3. And I have to say quickly, I'm sorry if this is getting super chatty already. It's a big jump from 2 to 3. And I think maybe Pat needed a shade between these 2. And tough if you ordered the set from her website, because any shades, I think it starts at medium 14 or 15, will give you this powder, and I just think it's too warm, not even for all over your face, but exceptionally too warm for under the eye. So I think that's like one big flaw I see with this system. It would have been great to pay for the system, but pick your not only foundation shade, but your powder shade, because I get that they're trying to help everyone figure out what shades work best with each other, but I think this is too warm for all over the face, even for my foundation shade. I actually have been experimenting with applying the, you know what I realized, oh wait, hold on, I gotta get my mirror.
Maddie, what are you doing?
Oh, and if it's also your first time here, I babysit Maddie. This is her house, and her owner and I have been working together for a long time looking after Miss Maddie. So sometimes I just pop over overnight or a couple of nights to make sure the baby's doing well. Again, going in with the Sublime Perfection loose, or I should say setting powder. And I have on my face the Crave Beauty, the Beat Shield sunscreen. That's what I use as my primer. I did this yesterday as well. Ooh, I'm a little too light, hold on. Oh, that's better. I applied the powder first yesterday, and I rather loved how the foundation wore throughout the day. But even so, this is not like NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. It doesn't dry down to a soft matte finish. And I think people have to realize that long wearing to pat might mean something totally different. And I'm sure you're frustrated with that. You're like, but she's making this for a wider breadth of consumers. I understand that. Long wearing to her is how well the foundation will last in a runway show from makeup to runway. When the models actually get to the runway, will the makeup still look fresh? I don't know if she took into consideration if you live in a very hot and humid climate. I'm not sure how hot it gets backstage where she's at. I'm sure she took all these conditions into consideration when designing the foundation. But again, she's coming from like a makeup artist runway perspective that I think is just different from what we expect on an everyday basis. This might be great just for going out, and if you want that fresh looking skin just for a few hours when you're not gonna be out and about, then maybe you get it. But if you know everyday life for you is just hot, sweaty, and a mess, then maybe you should get a foundation that's more long wearing, like actually dries down matte and absorbs excess oil. I actually picked up a sample of the new Smashbox 24-hour wear, so I'm really interested to try that out. But I actually really love this powder on its own. So even sans these, I feel it makes my skin look matte but not flat, right? It still has some life to it. I actually don't apply setting spray anymore because of my sunscreen, but I do use it to wet my sponge, but I forgot to put it in my bag. It's all right, fine, it's all right. All right, let's just start with that much. I like going in little by little. Hold on, are you too far? Let's pat that in. Did I? Okay. I'm like going over what's in my makeup bag. I'm like, did you back everything? Because I was so sick yesterday. I'm going into menstrual cycle talk. Just be prepared. Usually the first few days of my period are pretty chill because I am on birth control. Yesterday though, oh my God. Not to get TMI, I probably threw up like 7 times. I'm not even kidding. And I'm not pregnant. Not pregnant. Needless to say, it was a rough day. I was not ready for it, but I had to come here to watch Maddie, so I had to pack my stuff, and being in with the stomach cramps and everything, it was just like my brain was not working. Like I forgot my face wash, but I had like packets, like sample packets in my backpack that I always put there because when things like this happen, you're prepared. So that came in handy. I had like a packet of the Malin and Goats grapefruit cleanser, which is not like my favorite go-to, but I need to wash my face. And I use my Bioderma H2O Sensibo to remove my makeup and sunscreen. And then I followed with the Malin. This is totally my fault. I told myself, Alicia, you can't touch it because look what happens. It is so hard to not pop my pimples. It's so hard. Let me rephrase that. It's not hard. I choose to make it harder on myself. How about that? Instead of just leaving it alone, I insist on squeezing it. The Too Faced is a little darker than the foundation, so I'm picking up more of the pat and putting it over the Too Faced just so it could blend a little better and not look out of place. But I love how this looks over powder. I mean, definitely the claims are right in it layers really nicely. I have my Giorgio Armani Power Fabric in the shade 6 going in under my eyes with that. I feel this is a very similar texture to Pat's. Like, Pat is responsible for developing Giorgio Armani's Luminous Silk. I wouldn't be surprised if she develops a concealer like the Power Fabric. Dare I say, the Power Fabric consistency reminds me much of what Pat's foundation is, but obviously maybe a little more creaminess to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if she developed a concealer much like the Power Fabric one. You know what I mean? All right. You know, I wanted to try this today. I brought along my Beautylish and Tuckahoe Sakura Makie. I think someone told me Maki is Makie. Is that correct? My Japanese friends, or who also speaks Japanese, who's not necessarily Japanese, let me know down below. I brought the 3 brushes along because I thought, what better situation than now to put them, you know, on this travel test. But I cheated, and I also brought 2 crease brushes and my MAC flat shader for my concealer. I know, I just can't be happy. I have to have it all. I'm taking the cheek brush, and I just wanted to see how this does under the eyes. I'm taking Pat's Light Medium 2 again. Oh, that's nice. Oh, we like that. We could use the cheek brush for under the eyes. I believe the cheek is gray squirrel and horsehair, and the powder brush is gray squirrel hair and xoxo goat hair. If you want full out details for these brushes, I recommend that you go to Sonia G, sweetmakeuptemptations.com. I mean, she is the brush guide, and she will give you splendid details of these brushes or any brush collection actually released on Beautylish. Oh, good to know. We like that. So this is dome shaped. Although it's not tapered, it's not super flat either. So I feel it does pretty well in getting right under the eyes. And it's so soft too. I gotta say, I love this powder under the eyes. It's exceptional under the eyes. Dare I say, the powder, since I've been using it, ever since I received it, is almost creamy. Once it applies and blends into the skin, it just transforms the texture to be very creamy, but it's still lightweight, so it doesn't feel heavy and it doesn't look cakey. You know, I've been loving it. Taking now the powder brush, so again, this came in like this, like so, and then you use that to slide up. It's just a great design to ensure the bristles don't get bent or destroyed. So this is Light Medium 2 again, but now just to set the rest of the foundation, because today I believe the weather will be hot, humid, so I just want to make sure that we set this down, you know what I mean? Now I'm still on the fence about keeping this, because one of you were like, but that, you know, it looks nice as a bronzer, but your Goa's better. I totally agree. I was just using it as a bronzer then and there because I just received it, and I'm trying not to return makeup often, right? So, but if you want to see this in action again as a bronzer, I'm taking some on the brush. I'm going to tap it off and then apply some here where bronzer would go. I still think it pretty, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about this shade and if it will be helpful to keep it. Just wanted to show you how if you wanted to keep your medium 3, how it kinda looks like a bronzer, is a very light dusting of warmth, you know what I mean? So it's not gonna give you like a powwow, bang bang sort of effect. But if you do wanna see Goa again in action, this is an outstanding bronzer. I am so happy that I bought it, and I'm very happy to discover that this brush blend picks up gelée types of formulas very well. It picks it up very well and distributes it excellently. Excellently? Is that a word? Hello? It's a great shade. I love it. There's one more other shade that's more like of a golden tone, but I think people have just, even if they're lighter than me, have been going in for the Goa. Now, I don't know, oh, whoa, I picked up more than I bargained for. I don't know how deep Goa goes on the skin tone spectrum. I could tell you right now, my friend Elijah, who I showed in my I forgot if it was a favorites video. This will definitely not show up on her. I think she's like Fenty 450, something like that. It would show probably on my friend Shamika, who is, I'll pop up those details next to me when I find it because it's in the text. So yeah, you see pixel quite a bit. And also I think I over swirled, and always know is easier to add. A little tougher to take away. I will take a little bit of my light medium and just kind of buff the Goa down on this side. Now I'm taking my Chantecaille Philanthropy series blush because this is so, I mean, it's $40 and this small, and it's like, what in the heck? But it makes it very easy for traveling because it doesn't take up much room in the makeup bag, you know what I mean? Put a little of that. And I also packed a mini Hourglass Brilliant Strobe Light. They're one of their ambient strobe lighting powders. Again, this is in Brilliant. Not a favorite amongst many, I think, because people were expecting a powwow highlight, but Hourglass is not about that powwow highlight type of light. Taking my cheek brush again and going in with that shade, and it's very soft, but I like it. I think it's just a nice escape from super blingy types of highlights, and I also think great for photographs because I have a shoot tomorrow, and this is a highlight I would select to have on my face because the camera will pick up the highlight, but it's not gonna look super flashy because sometimes when it's too intense, it just looks like you have this block of light sitting on the cheekbone and it doesn't actually look realistic, I feel. That's why I think this is a great highlight to have if you take photographs or you do your own makeup for photography. All right, let's now go in with these brows. I'm gonna quickly sketch these in. I heard that Pat McGrath Labs is having a hard time getting their orders out. When I ordered her Bronze Seduction, it came quickly, but I was kind of like not happy with how it was packed. But then I think that changed when word was getting back to headquarters that all their palettes were arriving destroyed to those who ordered them, but I feel like they get stuff out pretty quickly. I don't think they were anticipating the response, but I'm like, this is Pat's foundation line that's launching. Like, you guys need to be ready. And it's crazy, my friend paid for 2-day expedited shipping. I was speaking to her, I think it was Tuesday night. It still hadn't shipped, and she ordered it that last Friday. And they were like, well, we'll refund you your money when you get it. But it's like, you're not gonna offer us anything except that, like a free piece of makeup or something for the trouble. You know, when you're spending extra money to get something to your house faster, because she wanted to film with it and do a review. That's how YouTube is, man. You have like this window when it comes to reviewing new products, because if you pass that window, it's like the interest drops day by day. Or not, I guess it depends on the person. But I know for myself, because I'm a small channel, so I have to make sure to get my engagement up and to get my views up that I need to be consistent with launch schedules. Bigger channels don't need to be because they already have the subscribers, so they could pretty much post whenever they like and they'll still get the views, you know what I mean? I'm gonna carve this out. Like, I find that my skincare videos don't do as well as my makeup favorites. So what I'm gonna start doing is just editing down my favorites, period, and include both skincare and makeup on the same video. As much as I love to do a separate skincare video because I love to get nerdy on those videos, people don't take much interest in it. It's gonna be a long day, gotta make sure these brows are looking good. Taking a little bit of Pat's powder and just patting down the brows to make sure that, you know, the creaminess of the pencil doesn't slide. What do we got? What do we got? I actually have Pat Singles with me. I haven't been using these because, you know, with palettes and all that stuff, but I find they're pretty great to travel with because they're small and lightweight. Cost-wise, they don't make sense, for sure. These are very expensive per single, and unfortunately, I don't think it's worth getting a lot, especially if you have the palettes. This is my reference number 15 brush. No, do I want to do that? First, no, I lied. I'm going on my Hakuhoro J5522. I want to get statuesque on the majority of my crease first, going in with this color. What eye should I do today? I will review the new NATASHA DENONA Coral palette. And just so you know, the team at Beautylish is so nice. Claire is my contact, and she was the one responsible for sending me the Sakura set. And in the follow-up email, I was like, she said, thank you so much for posting the video, which she did not ask me, by the way, to do. She said, thank you so much for posting. I am team Fluffy Brush as well. I was like, you know what I mean? In addition, she said, let me know if there are any new releases you have an eye on. I'll be sure to send it your way. I'm like, well, you know, the new NATASHA DENONA is coming up. Send it right over. I do want to mention that because, yes, full disclaimer, I will be getting that new palette for free, but I did request for it to be sent to me because several of you had asked that I review it. And since I had the opportunity to get it comped and now review it for you guys, it's less money out of my pocket. And yes, does buying something kind of force you to critique something more heavily? Absolutely. But I've also purchased my fair share of NATASHA DENONA palettes in the past, so I think this is more than appropriate, and I will be sure to give you as unbiased a review as I can on the newer palette. I think I want to go in with the Mini Nude from NATASHA, which I definitely bought. I haven't tried her Mini Sunset Lila or Star palette yet, but I feel like this is one of the best out of the bunch. I would love if she made a mini Biba. That would be fun. This is my reference number 15, by the way. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Why? All right, we got the base down. Now, I will say this. Even though I wish the shadow brush in the set was a fluffy brush, this is killer for picking up metallic shades. I gotta give it that. It picks up a lot. What do I want to do? You know, I think I'm going in with this shade. This is a mixture of Fitch and Squirrel. Look how much it gets on the lid. It gets a lot on the lid. This shade in particular, I feel needs to be wet, but not bad at all. I'm gonna take the other bronze shade in there and just mix it. But see that? It just packs on so much color. So like I did today, as you saw, I just bring along my crease brushes and then I rely on this for the metallic shades, because this is, I mean, nasty. It's nasty at picking up the metallic shades. I don't know if it'll be too out of place to put purple on my inner. I kind of want to do it because I just want to. This is Pat's Synthetica. I'm going to use the same brush. I wiped it off, towel, get some of that, and now put it on the inner third, just for that pop of color. And again, this brush does an amazing job in picking up. So it's not great for blending, but if you have small eyes, and you're just into applying metallic shades on your lid and maybe just use your finger to blend the edges, then I think this brush will be great for that reason. For that purpose, I should say. Oh, that's fun. Oh, we're getting fun. Oh, I like that. I forgot how much I love Synthetica. I am gonna take the dark brown shade from Nude and just pat around the edges of the metallic just so they could fuse better and look blended. Using same brush now with, did I bring anything else with me? I have Rose Venus. You know what, I'll just dip into the beige shade from here. Call it a day, because we got to go. All right, fantastic. I'm taking just my cheek brush again. I wanna make sure I wipe off and whatever fell, which was not a lot actually. Maybe a little bit of the Synthetica because I really loaded up the brush. All right, I'm going to apply my mascara and some lipstick and I'll be right back. Makeup is complete, friends. On the lashes, I have my Lash Paradise Waterproof in Black is Black. On the lips, Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude with the Kissing Hepburn Honey. Love how the eyes look. I'm really happy with how they came out, and I'm happy that I went in with the purple option, so it's not just all bronze every day. Love the highlighter that we use. I think it just has a nice touch. Definitely put on too much bronzer on this side, but I learned my lesson. I shouldn't underestimate those brushes. As far as the Sakura set, I love the fact that I could just rely on those 3 brushes for the majority of my face routine. That's really great. I'll check back in with the foundation. I'm not going to be done till 8 p.m. Right now it is 9:57 a.m. If I could do a check-in, I will let you know. If not in this video, then I will post at least a photograph on my community board, so stay tuned for that. Or I will make sure to take footage and photographs and just implant them into another video. But I will definitely keep you updated on how the foundation wears today, especially since we went in with the powder first, foundation, and then powder afterwards. I feel the skin looks really good. I mean, I have 2 layers of loose powder with the foundation, bronzer, blush, and highlight. And I feel it looks incredibly smooth. Especially here too. I feel it looks very smooth around and on my T-zone area, so it's exciting. Let me know down below how the foundation has been going for you, if you have it, or maybe it's not the Pat foundation. Maybe you picked up another foundation that you really love and you want to share down below. There are so many foundations coming out, friends. Charlotte has hers coming out in September, I believe. I still want to pick up a sample of the Urban Decay Naked because I'm interested in that. And Anastasia Beverly Hills is coming out with their foundation, I believe, August 15th. Dose of Colors, I still haven't tried there. I'm not sure if Ulta will have it in store. I'll double check, but I think I'll grab a sample of that too. And I bought Pat's full bottle off the bat because I'm a fan and I knew it wasn't going to be a disaster because it's Pat. You know what I mean? Her standards are so high that even products that fall short for her are still better than a lot that are now on the market. I knew the foundation was going to nail it for me because I have great faith in her ability to release superb cosmetics. But I also have to choose. If I'm going to spend money on 2 Pat foundations, I'm not going to spend money on another full bottle foundation from another brand. That's what I gotta do, okay? But I will try them, so I'm more than happy to try them for you, but I'll be picking up samples for those. All right, friends, it is time to go. Maddie says goodbye, she's taking a nap. 2 clients, 2 classes today. It's a long day, but I just love my work. My client's at noon, and then my last client is at 7, and the day is spaced out reasonably well. So usually I'll eat between or I'll train between, and before you know it, it's like I'm at my last client and the day is over. So I'm so happy I was able to get ready with you today before the day begins, and I will see you down below. And until then, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another Get Ready With Me tutorial, review, or top 5 or faves. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.